our next guest, of course, not going to be a happy camper, but before we bring him in, I've got an email here that came for the King. It says, Curls, are you with us? It says, the Crows are playing with no passion. Could you imagine Neil Kerley in the change rooms with this group? Paint would be peeling off the change room walls and we would see some passion because Curls would demand it and he would display it. And also, if you were a player, you'd be too scared not to do it. Get Curls involved. We need his passion and emotion, not just this scientific approach because it's not working. Make the move. Would Curls get involved if asked? When could we ask him? Could he get involved? Tony wants to know. Well, the King joins us. Curls, are they lacking in a bit of passion?
Well, they certainly showed that on the weekend, particularly in that dismal last quarter.
Yep.
And it was a very, very embarrassing weekend as far as South Australian AFL football is concerned. 2 shocking losses. The Crows were a bit unsettled. Losing Thompson, of course, did rob them of virtually a three-man midfield with Edwards retiring and McLeod injured. So you've got 3, and Vince out. There's 4 of your best midfielders not playing in the game. So that is some little excuse, but there's no excuse for some of the football that was displayed by our defenders when in possession of the ball. Schoolboy football that costs us goals with this stupid, ridiculous type of small stuff and short stuff and going across goal that just killed us instead of trying to run in a straight, direct line down the corridor.
Poor old Bradley Symes. Goodness gracious me.
Well, didn't Port Adelaide give him away?
Well, they
did. One?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Well, yeah. Good clubs don't give good players away. They keep them whatever cost. But just, I don't know. Look, there is some... Oh, and by the way, I pick up the paper on Monday and I look through and I get to the Crows dead on the highway to hell. And here's 5 players strolling along
laughing.
I guess in a... You've got it.
Yep.
I guess in what you call a recovery period or something.
Yep, I spotted that.
Laughing and sharing jokes.
What would you have done?
Well, first of all, I'd have to be there to see it. If I was involved as a coach or something, I would rip the living hell out of them. Like, they've just come off a shocking performance.
Yep.
And to me, it looks as though they're not that concerned about it.
I saw that photograph and I immediately thought the same thing, Kels. How could you be reacting like that after being thumped the day before?
Well, to me, football and footballers have changed dramatically. If we did that, I know when I played a couple of seasons under Jack Oatey, if Jack Oatey saw us doing that on the following day, holy Moses, would we cop a blast. Now, obviously, I don't know if Neil's aware of it. I guess he's not, but he should read the damn paper and make himself aware of it. But some of the defensive work was just absolutely bloody shocking. And I thought one of Clarkson's moves, which is one of the smartest I've ever seen, of playing a checking run-with player on a back pocket player, was fantastic. Now, you blokes may not have picked it up, but I did. A fellow by the name of Munston was given the job on minding John Cock in the back pocket.
Yep.
And Versty took him right out of the game.
Well, because if you cast your mind back to the previous week, Curls, John Cock gave the Crows the run out of defence.
He did.
Clarkson was smart.
And no doubt Clarkson, of course he would have. He studied the replay. He would have had the video, and they would have had that on the Monday, and he would have said, hey, we can't allow this to happen. And did he put it? I've never seen a run-with checking player on a back pocket player in my life.
You have now.
It was a very, very smart move. But we were just blown away in the last quarter by a more desperate and harder working team. They just seemed to want the points more than we did. Because if we could have picked that game up, there's a slim chance.
I said that Friday on the footy show. This was a crunch game for Curls. Young Tippett, who's teaching him to kick?
Well, whoever it is not doing the best job, particularly when he's in close. Now, the boy, I think what he's trying to do, when he gets in close, he tries to lift the ball
rather than kick it
over the head, instead of getting back, giving himself a nice gap, and kick right through the ball on a lower angle.
I thought he looked threatening. I thought he had some of the defenders a bit rattled there, Curls.
I think that was close to one of Tipper's better games.
Yep.
He certainly got possession. He fought hard for the ball. He had contested players around him all the time, or competitive players. And he got his, I don't know how many marks he took. He must have taken quite a few. Here we go. He took 8.
8 marks.
Which is not too bad for a full forward.
Well, he kicked 4-3. Should have been 7 goals, actually.
Well, he should have had 2 more than what he finished up with, player off. Now, while we're on that, we're seeing this player off a lot, aren't we, after kicking a goal?
Yep.
Have you got any idea? You're pretty close to Mark. Baldy? What do you think, General?
Oh, no.
Is he any reason?
Oh, well, if you listen to all the coaches, they all say that they've almost got a time limit on them.
Pre-planned.
So X amount, 4 minutes into the game, it's time to rotate him. Some of them have got the monitors on them that tell them that their work rate's up and they need to get out for a blow. So we've talked about this before. They come in almost scientifically as opposed to let's get a feel for the game, and maybe we've got to leave him out there a bit longer. So they're already getting him out. Sometimes they're getting him out before they kick the goal. Of course, then they kick the goal and they affect the interchange anyway.
Well, Damien Hardwick, thank God, must have thrown that out. Otherwise, we won't see 10 goals kicked by a player, will we?
No, we won't.
No, I think he did.
Look, if a player's kicking goals,
leave him on.
What do you take him off for?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, that's nothing to do with me.
Can I ask you this one, Curls? Luke Hodge and Sue Rioli, they were the dynamic duo. They pretty much did what they wanted. Is Luke Hodge right now the best multi-purpose player in the AFL?
Well, I've got here, back to the game, we did not have players such as Hodge, Rioli, Mitchell and Lewis who hurt us badly. Hodge is a general out there. He is he reminds me of that fella Patton that wore that little revolver and shot bloody tanks and all that type of stuff. He is out there. He just organises the whole situation. Yeah. And his playing style is tough. That guy's got to be up there with votes for the Brownlow this year for sure.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He plays hard, tough, aggressive, no prisoners football. Something we don't have one player, or perhaps young Dangerfield is about. He's only out there for bloody 50 minutes of the game. They keep taking him off. We don't have those. Rioli, we haven't got that player up forward. Mitchell, we haven't got that bloke in midfield.
Mind you, we'd love a Kane Corns in our side every time he plays. Mitchell, he takes him out of the game. We haven't got a player that can do that.
That Kane Corns, boys, he's sticking it up Chris McDermott, isn't he? Who
Big
wrote
time.
him off at the start of the year.
He's having a wonderful year.
Fantastic year, and good luck to the kid. He works his guts out.
Yep.
But no, we just didn't have those Hodge, Rioli, Mitchell, Lewis type of players on the weekend, and they just hurt us so badly.